All men treat me like a princess, says single woman. Yeah?
Well, excuse me, princess.
So who is the red flag? I mean, if every man does see you as a princess, you should be the most claimed.
You know something I've always done, and I highly recommend you do? Any guy that I dated, I told that every boyfriend I had before him treated me like a princess.
I was lying to myself.
I never shared any kind of trauma, any kind of mistreatment.
What?
I never ever shared that. As far as they knew, every man that I've ever been with treated me like a princess.
Really?
Bullshit.
Now, even though that may not be true, she just wouldn't tell new men about her trauma. So if any previous man treated her like absolute crap, new men would not know. New men would not know.
Princess.
New men would not know. Is it deceptive, calculating, or just dumb?
I want to find long red hairs in my overcooked pot roast.
Finally, every man that I've ever been with has treated me like a princess. And when they didn't, I looked at them like, what's happening right now? I don't get it. I know I don't like it. So I'm going to go. You know what I mean? Anything I asked for, any expectation I had, I was just like, this is how it's always happened for me. So why wouldn't it happen now? Unless you're different from everything that I've ever experienced. And if you're different from everything I've ever experienced, then either you're not a good fit or I'm obviously too good for you.
Obviously too good for you.
Okay, let's stop her waffling there. She may be too
Good for you.
good for you, far too good for you. A self-proclaimed princess may be too good for you, but the question is, if every man does see you as a princess, you should be the most coveted of women, the most pursued. However, like you just said, even if that weren't the case, you would tell new men that you have, always been treated like a princess. So as a man hearing it, and as many men hearing you would think, yeah, that's absolute BS. Trash already, trash. You may be the red flag, because if you believe every man should see you as a princess, then that's a red flag for a lot of men, which brings me to this topic. From Talkspace.com, reasons for self-sabotaging in relationships. While people might self-sabotage relationships for many reasons, the behavior is often rooted in trauma.
Princess.
Yeah, in trauma. During childhood, our relationships with caregivers can have a lasting impact on how we relate to others. People with a history of insecure relationships may automatically assume that future ones are doomed to fail. So in other words, some people that are used to crap just love staying and swimming in the muck and filth. Research backs up the theory that self-sabotage can be a form of self-protection. Interesting. As discussed, if someone's afraid of being hurt or abandoned, it might lead them to self-sabotage a relationship subconsciously or purposefully to try to prevent future harm. Fear of abandonment or intimacy is a primary cause of self-sabotage, but research also shows that people might self-sabotage for other reasons too.
This is drugs.
For example, trust issues, limited relationship skills, unrealistic expectations, or low self-esteem, among other things, are all common in self-sabotaging relationships.
Obviously too good for you.
There are some self-destructive broads, and men, because some men do this as well. Further, we know that these behaviors often repeat across multiple relationships. So do you see where I'm going?
Nope.
Brings us back here to this lovely self-proclaimed
Princess.
waffling princess. Yeah? So to be seen as a princess, glorious, oh my god, a goddess divine.
Princess.
Bruh. Yeah, just whatever. Then why would she be single? She should have the best men in the world to pick from. Or is she just a woman that has men to pick from? But these men have to be deluded enough to see her and treat her like a princess.
My lady.
Tequila is my lady.
Not that treating a woman good is a bad thing, that's not my point. If she deserves it, yeah. But to assume you deserve it just because you're a woman, you wish.
Or I just need to hurry up and get to the next guy who's going to give me what I've always been given.
A good fuck.
People have their entire relationships ruined by this one thing, and I'm going to tell you what it is because I'm not a gatekeeper.
Go
Let
on.
me give you a hypothetical situation, okay? There's a girl called Becky. She's in a really bad place. She's insecure. She hates herself. She's just got really low self-esteem. She's not Becky from the block right now. She's Becky in the bin.
Damn.
That was
Okay.
Shane, sorry.
Yeah, that wasn't great, but yeah, carry on.
Please don't unfollow me. She meets a guy. This guy, let's call him Jack. It's my brother's name. It's a bit weird. I don't know why I felt we're going to roll
That is weird, and you're going to roll with it, but okay, roll with it, okay.
with it. He is a really good guy. He's going to treat her amazing and make her feel amazing. But remember, Becky's in a really bad place, okay?
Becky in the bin. Bad place, Becky.
Everything's going well, but Jack starts taking a long time to reply, okay? But remember, in the real world, it's actually not that deep. Like, he's just working. Plot twist, Jack is actually working because he wants to buy Becky a Birkin.
Bad place, Becky.
That rhymed.
Yeah, this story's not believable, but okay, carry on.
He's working. He's picked up extra shifts at this point because he's trying to spoil Becky.
She don't
Because she's
deserve
in
it.
such a low place, she is now going to self-sabotage, and she starts thinking, he's speaking to other girls, he doesn't want to talk to me, he's going to ghost me, he's going to do this, and she starts thinking the negative because she's in such a negative place. Her mind jumps to this.
Bad place, Becky.
If she was a confident person who thought amazing of herself and she had all this self-esteem, do you think the conclusions that she would jump to are, oh my God, he's speaking to another girl, oh my God, he doesn't like me? No, those thoughts wouldn't cross through your mind. You would assume the best because you think so highly of yourself. You'd think, why would anyone not want to speak to me? He's clearly busy.
Okay, let me stop her there because that's a lot of women.
You're crazy.
A lot of women would self-sabotage. That's why a lot of women don't deserve a damn Birkin bag.
To this day.
It's like, what? You're going to work extra shifts to give her a bag she doesn't deserve, that she can't afford?
Suck it.
Oh, please. No. My point is, a lot of modern women are traumatized. Traumatized to a degree where you being a normal man, where your bare minimum is slightly higher than a lot of other men, that would freak out a lot of women.
Bad place, Becky.
But something I have noticed as a man is how so many women are comfortable in the distress, in the chaos, in the trauma.
That's sexy, yeah.
The trauma that they're used to. And this is why I believe a lot of modern women self-sabotage relationships. Even if the man isn't bad, she could just be bored.
So she's assuming the worst because she thinks the worst of herself.
Yeah.
If you were a confident person, you had high self-esteem, let's put it into a friendship example now. If your friend didn't reply for 2 days, you would not immediately think, oh my God, they don't want to be friends with me. Oh my God, they've met someone else. Oh my God, they hate me. No, you would just be like, people have stuff to do, and you would not. But the reason you're self-sabotaging, and what happens is you start assuming these things, and then you react to the other person. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? They start getting tired of it. But you're only doing this because you think so low of yourself. But now you're sabotaging every situation because of assumptions that you're jumping to because of your low place. If that's you right now, and you need to do that work so you don't self-sabotage another situation, another friendship that's going to be good for you because of little things, little insecurities, I say you take a couple months out for yourself.
There's a lot of reasons why relationships end. A lot of reasons.
What happens when they ask, why did you break up then? Which is my point. This is nothing to this woman herself. I'm using her as an example to the abundance of women that say this to us as men. I'm a princess, treat me like this.
You shine like the sun, my lady.
Treat me like that. And the thing is, no woman. How have men treated you before?
What a colossal mistake.
Because you want to lie about a princess thing when the reality is some men could have treated you like a proper garden tool before.
Damn.
But the new men are supposed to wine and dine you. It's like, no, I don't think so.
Gotcha.
So for being such a divine, royal princess, why did you break up then?
First boyfriend I had asked me to marry him, but he was my high school boyfriend. And he didn't have his life together. And that's not something that I wanted long term. So that relationship had to end. Second boyfriend I had was quite a bit older than me and wanted and asked me to marry him too.
Okay, all right. She's giving different options of men who have asked to marry her. So she's saying she hasn't been short on options. However, the time was not right or the men were not right. Was it the men, though? Was it the men? But let's carry on.
And I was still very young. I was like 21.
Okay.
And I wanted to move to LA to pursue modeling.
Okay.
And so he was very supportive of that. But he and I had been dating for a couple years since I was 19 and that's what he wanted. He wanted to get married, and it just became this point of tension in our relationship. So that had to end, and he helped me move.
Now she's talking about an older man. Am I going too far in saying this man may have been a sugar daddy?
I'm her daddy now.
Oh,
He may have been a sugar daddy.
4 years since I was 19
Older man may have.
So that had to end, and he helped me move out to LA and was very nice and cool about it.
And had the money to do it as well. Which the younger man didn't have. Interesting. This is a lovely woman. This is an absolute lovely woman. What a princess.
The third guy I dated was like the love of my life.
Okay.
And to this, like, I just have so much love and respect for this person. But he wasn't the person for me long term.
I'm sorry. As a content creator, I have to separate what I hear from women because I will lose my mind. I honestly will lose my mind. Did this woman just say this man was the love of her life, but she couldn't see herself being with him long term? So, I'm not even gonna do it. Let's just carry on because
Bob, please, Becky.
He had things about him
yeah,
that were just way too incompatible with the things about me. And I'm still growing as an individual. And he was always very supportive of that and believed in me so much, and just wanted to see what was best for me. And there were little things about his personality that would just hurt my feelings. He's like a very reclusive guy, and I love that about him. But
You're crazy.
the thing. Come on, fish, get it together. The things she loves about him are the reason she doesn't want to be with him and that he's not suitable, yet he's the love of her life. As a man, you hear a woman who's left countless men who see her as a princess and have treated her as a princess. You question, why would I even bother with this woman? Like, why would I even bother?
Hey, hate my life.
Like, to know men have done so much for you, yet none of them were good enough. Even the love of your life wasn't good enough for you. Why, as a man, would you even bother? Why would you even bother? But then again, I think the men that would see her as a princess are only one sort of man, to be honest.
She belongs to the streets.
He had his own little issues that he was dealing with that just weren't compatible with me, that ultimately, like, it just didn't work. And then the fourth guy had things he was super passionate about, and I won't list what they are because if you know me and you're watching this, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But like, he has things that he really likes, and I love that about him. It's like my favorite thing about him. But the things that he really likes are not things that I like. They're not things that I would enjoy going and doing.
Okay, not that she needs to enjoy what this man was doing, but my God, I'm sorry, this woman is just giving off so much self-absorbed vibes. It's like,
I farted.
So what benefit does a man get being around you? What benefit does a man get?
Nothing.
What, to sleep with you and just take you places? I guarantee you that's literally her answer.
Sprinkle.
You get to sleep with her and take her places.
That is so lame.
Now, to some men, that's everything because, okay, that's all some men need. But it's like, sometimes you can be a bit too shallow. I don't understand what the benefit is. Vibes.
When we dated, I would go and do these things with him, but they were so much a part of his life, and I just really don't like these things. There's nothing wrong with them, but they just so happen to be the antithesis of something that I would enjoy doing. So is that something someone I could be with long term? No, it's not fair to him, and it's not fair to me. So I'm still friends. I'm not friends like we talk every day and like hang out all the time. But I could pick up the phone and call any of these guys and they'd be like, oh my gosh, how are you? It's been XYZ. How long? How have you been? How's this? How's XYZ?
A bunch of simps.
And it would all be good and gravy. Okay.
Sure.
So that
as men, we understand women do sell themselves to us to a degree. However, when women put themselves on a pedestal and expect you to address them as anything above a human woman, like, nah, woman, you're the red flag. Have a nice day.